To maximise the performance and service life of your Century battery, we highly recommend you perform a routine maintenance check at least once a month. To make it easier, invest in a maintenance kit containing the tools and equipment required to safely complete the maintenance checks. The maintenance kit should include personal protection equipment, including safety glasses, chemical-proof gloves and coveralls, a voltmeter for state of charge and battery health checks, disposable towels or an anti-static cloth to remove any dirt, grime or acid mix from the battery casing, a terminal cleaner brush to remove any built-up corrosion around the battery posts and terminals, and some terminal grease or spray to help reduce corrosion. For maintainable types, you'll need a hydrometer, a bottle of distilled water and a funnel to top up the electrolyte levels when required, and some tools comprising of spanners and a screwdriver to assist in removing gang top lids and removing terminal connections. Now before we begin, we highly recommend you put on your personal protection equipment and then you can systematically work through the maintenance checklist. The maintenance checklist should include examining the battery for any signs of wear and tear or physical damage. Stones and debris in the battery box can lodge under the casing, and if the battery is not secure, movement and rubbing can wear through the battery container, creating a leak. Check the battery posts and terminal connections are secure and free of corrosion. If the terminals are damaged, they will need to be replaced. And for mild corrosion, you can use the terminal cleaner brush to remove any build-up around the battery post, then apply a thin layer of terminal grease or spray. For severe corrosion, you can use a combination of baking soda and warm water to remove heavy corrosion. You also need to check the battery's electrolyte levels. For sealed maintenance-free types, you can view the state of charge indicator on top of the battery. The state of charge indicator gives you a snapshot of the battery's condition, whether it's charged, undercharged and needs charging, or if the electrolyte levels are extremely low that the battery needs to be replaced. For maintainable types, remove the vent plugs and check the electrolyte is covering the battery plates, and if required, top up using distilled or demineralized water. When not in use, it is extremely important to ensure the battery is fully charged. 85% of early battery failures are caused from undercharging that can be eliminated with regular checking of the battery's state of charge with a voltmeter. A battery with a stabilized voltage under 12.5 volts should be recharged to prevent long-term damage of the internal components. When charging a lead-acid battery, make sure the charging voltage and amp settings are compatible to the battery you are charging. There are many chargers in the market that claim they will charge all lead-acid battery types, when in reality this is not always the case. If you are unsure of the correct charging settings for your Century battery, refer to the battery charging information available on the Century Batteries website. I would now like to share some tips on care and maintenance for your Century battery. Topping up the electrolyte levels. When topping up the electrolyte levels, never fill with sulfuric acid, as this can accelerate grid corrosion, reducing service life. Do not overfill the battery when in a discharge state, as the fluid levels will rise when the battery is fully charged and may overflow. And never check hydrometer readings immediately after the battery has been topped up with water, as this can give you a diluted false reading. Seasonal use. For batteries used in seasonal applications or stored long term, fully recharge the battery prior to storage and keep in a cool, dry place. You also need to regularly check the battery's state of charge, and should the voltage drop below 12.5 volts, recharge the battery using the correct charger for the battery type. When the battery is put back into service, follow the care and maintenance guidelines before using in the application. Testing. The average life of a lead-acid battery is 42 months. We highly recommend testing your Century battery annually to ensure it is performing at its best and meets the starting requirements for the application. To find an authorised Century retailer to test your battery, you can put your postcode on the Find a Retailer search located on the Century Batteries website. For further information on battery care and maintenance, please visit Century Batteries website.